The MMA India Show.
Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. This time I have a special guest with me, Jeremy Kennedy, former UFC featherweight contender, and now the newest Brave CF acquisition, who's going to fight on August 18th on the Brave 14 card in Morocco. So thank you once again, Jeremy, for talking to us.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
And where are you right now? Because you're just 2 weeks away. We're just 2 weeks away from Brave 14 in Morocco. So when are you flying down to Africa? Where are you at the moment?
Yeah, I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada right now.
Okay.
I haven't we haven't really sorted it out yet. I mean, I'm planning on leaving on the Monday. I think it's the 13th of August.
Okay.
To head to Africa and then get acclimated and the time change and all that stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, I got another week here, and then I leave and got the fight week out in Morocco.
Correct, and that's fascinating because a lot of the fighters, especially when it's a new continent, a new country that they've never been to before, they leave about 2 weeks prior to get acclimated. So do you think going just in a few days before the fight would be okay, or what was the thought process?
Yeah, I mean, I've fought a lot of different places now. You know, I fought in Australia, Brazil, Thailand, you know, living in Vancouver, and I fought in New York. So I fought all over the place, and I've kind of had mixed reviews. You know, sometimes I like to go out earlier, and then to Australia I left, and I got there about 8 days prior, and it was a bit too long. You know, I'm a little bit like, I still want to be training over the weekend here and eating properly and all that, not getting in vacation mode or anything like that. You know, I want to be here as long as I can. That's still smart, you know. So if I leave here on Monday, I'll arrive in Morocco Tuesday. That's plenty. That's 5 days. You know, that's plenty of time to make it to fight. To the weight cut is what I have more problem with. You know, I don't mind. You know, the temperature, like the climate, isn't a big deal. You know, you typically will be fighting in an arena, so it doesn't really matter. No, I don't think it can get hotter than the Las Vegas desert right now, anyway. So it's more so just the time change, but that takes very few days. Like, you know, that's minimal. Time change isn't a big deal, especially it's only 8 hours from where I am now. You know, that's not much. You know, if it's an evening thing, it'll feel like a little bit like morning, but who cares? You know, it's
Right.
just more so having the weight cut dialed in. I don't want to be traveling too close to when I have to cut weight.
Right, and when do you normally start cutting weight? Just a week prior to the fight?
Yeah, well, like the weight cut's always going on. Like even now, you know, I'm watching what I eat and whatnot. But the real strict stuff is the week of the fight. You know, the Monday on is when I'll be water loading and all that, and then, you know, the 2 days before the weigh-ins is when it gets real strict, and, you know, everything's got to be right down to precise. So I don't want to be traveling during those days.
Okay, so before we talk about, you know, you signing with Brave CF or your fight with Danyel in 2 weeks' time, I just want to quickly touch about your conversation with Sean Shelby, which you said they said it would take some time to table a new offer. What went during the conversations?
Yeah, it was mostly just they were kind of keeping me on the shelf for too long, and things were moving too slowly, and there was just too much uncertainty. You know, I didn't know if I was going to get re-signed or if I was, or what was going to happen, and I didn't want to sit around and wait just to turn around and not have anything, you know, set. So
Right.
I don't want to spend a lot of time in the gym and not fighting. You know, you have so many years as a fighter, and I don't want to spend it as a gym fighter. You know, I'm feeling sharp. I'm getting all these good rounds in at the gym, but I got to be rewarded. You know, I got to be able to fight and showcase it, and I need to make money. You know, this is what I do for a living. So I couldn't sit out and just wait it out. So I opted to go with Brave because, you know, they're really good to me, and they offered me something I liked, and mostly just to be able to stay busy. So that's what I can do now, and I plan to stay very active with them.
Right, and you said you parted ways amicably with the UFC, and based out of Vegas, you've also cornered, if I remember correctly, Julian Marquez during his fight.
Yeah.
So, how are the terms between you and the UFC? Is everything all right?
Oh, great. Yeah, there's no hard feelings, no ill wills. You know, it's a business, it's a sport. I understand it. I get along. I still go through to the PI. You know, I'm there with UFC fighters, helping them out. and I've got a great relationship with everyone around there. You know, there's no ill will or tension or anything like that. You know, so Vegas is my fight home. You know, and I'm going to be seeing all these people around. You know, attending the shows, cornering the guys, training with the UFC fighters, and stuff like that. So I mean, it's not. I'm not closing any doors, but I'm staying busy and I'm doing what I think is the best for my career.
Right, absolutely. And you're in Vegas at the moment, but you're from Canada, British Columbia. So how does that work out? Do you go to British Columbia before your fight or after the fight, or you know when? How do you kind of maintain all those two places?
It's pretty tough, but I mean, the bulk of my training, like whenever I have a fight, it's going to be done out here. When I don't have a fight, I split my time. You know, I'll spend most of the week training here, and then I'll go home on the weekends and whatnot. But after this fight, I'll definitely go home to Vancouver, Canada for, you know, at least a month just to detox. I've been training really hard for a long time because I didn't know with the negotiations, I didn't know when I was going to be fighting or who I would be fighting for or what. So since about, you know, mid-March, I have been training like I have a fight, dieting like I have a fight. I've been in fight camp for about 4 or 5 months now, so I'm eager to fight and I'm eager to rest.
All right, wonderful. And as you said, you do not know which promotion you're going to fight for next. Was there any other promotion other than Brave that kind of tabled an offer for you? Did you have to choose between different promotions?
Yeah, there was like some entertaining. You know, I was kind of reaching out to different organizations. You know, mostly the bigger organizations. You know, I just wanted to see my options, but I wasn't really getting serious into any negotiation talks because I didn't want to get, you know, locked down right away. I didn't want to make a rash decision right away just because I wanted to fight. We're Brave. They were offering it right away. Hey, we can fight you here, here, here. There's a 3-fight contract that I expect to have 3 fights by February. You know,
okay.
Bearing I'm injury free and everything goes as planned, but they were on board and willing to have me fight that often. You know, and nobody else was really entertaining that much. You know, and you see guys who sign with the big organizations, they get shelved for so long, and if the money's not super high, you know, you got to be fighting to make up for it, you know,
right.
And so I'm just excited to be able to be, active as I would like to be.
Right, and you'll be the first fighter in the main event, you know, to fight in Africa. Very few major promotions even eye the African market. So was that kind of an enticing proposition for you when Brave said this is what the plan is and you're going to be the main event for our first event in Morocco?
Yeah. Well, when I started talking to them, I was actually about their Indonesia card back in May, I believe that was.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was rushing things a little bit too much with my negotiations with everything else. So then they actually proposed the June fight, but I was dealing with a little nagging thing and I didn't, I still was just hesitant a bit in Belfast. So once they said, hey, we've got something at the end of August in Morocco, I was just, send over the paperwork, let's get it going, because I was super excited about that. You know, it's a historic, you know, and there has never been something like this done, and to be able to, the main event kind of came as a surprise to me. You know, I thought I was going to be co-main event, but that just shows what they think of me and, you know, how they want to treat me and value me and, you know, give me that kind of promotional push, and I love it. You know, it just every day and everything I see from Brave just proves that I made the right choice. You know, everything they do with coming out with promotional, putting me as main event, everything like that. You know, it's just like, you know, this is the good choice. This is a company that's going to back me, so I'm excited about it.
Right, and how different is the feeling knowing that there's a promotion that's getting behind you, that's ready to push you, that's ready to, you know, get really rally behind you going to the main event?
Yeah, it's just a big motivation, you know. That's why it drives me. I want to just be able to really prove them right, you know. I'm not worried about failure or letting people down. I'm more focused on impressing and proving them right, you know. And I'm just excited to go out there, put on a show, make them know, hey, this is the guy that we brought in, and this is the guy we want to back, and prove them right, you know. And Danyel is a great opponent, and I'm excited for it. But I also think that he's the type of guy who's going to bring out the best in me.
Right, and I wanted to ask you about Danyel as well, an explosive fighter, really good record, one of the prospects from Italy. do you kind of watch his tapes, and what's your process like when you're getting ready for a fight?
Yeah, usually when they send me over a guy that I'm not too familiar with right away, that's when I do all my research, So I watched everything that I could on him. I think his last 2 fights I couldn't find, but everything else, I was able to find, watched, looked at his record, picked through his record, who he's fought, where he's fought, how often in between, the style of guys he's fought, and everything like that. And I took a lot away from that. That's just kind of my one homework I do, and then I don't look back at it, I don't want to go watch him beating all these guys and picturing it and all that. It's done now. I know how he fights. I'm excited for it. He's never fought outside of Italy, so I think that's a huge experience for me. He's going to be on the road for the first time, which is it's different. You're in a hotel, you're not in your own bed. You got just your coaches with you. It's the vibes are different. A main event on a big show like this, it's going to be a lot more lights on him. I think all this is just going to play into a factor. He might freeze up. You never know because he's never had to deal with it.
Correct. And if I remember correctly, he has fought in June and as well as in May. So this is going to be his third fight in as much as 4 months. So do you think that's going to work in your favor just because he has been so active? Maybe he's picked something up over the past few months.
No, I think if anything, that's going to be better for him. Like a lot of fighters will agree that the more active you are, the more comfortable you are. That's more experience in the cage. He's won those fights, so it's he's picking up a lot of experience, and that's good stuff he's going to need. He's going to need experience when he's fighting me because I've fought tons of experienced guys, and I myself am an experienced guy. So he's going to be in there with somebody who's got a similar record to him, which is something he's never had either, where I've fought tough guys and on big stages, and I think this is going to be a first for him.
Right, and even the promotion is going into uncharted waters. No one knows what to expect from Morocco, fighting in Morocco. So what are your expectations going into the fight?
I think it's going to be well ran. Brave's very professional with their work. I'm sure they've done their homework. There's going to be little hiccups, I'm sure. Everywhere has hiccups when you go new places.
Yeah.
But he's going to be dealing with the same things I'm dealing with. Pilo will be. So I'm just ready to, ride the waves, be okay with it. Everything I can do and I can control, I'm going to make sure is perfect. And then everything else, I don't have control of. So as long as my weight's all good, I'm coming in shape, I'm coming healthy, injury-free, everything, then it doesn't really matter whatever obstacles we have to deal with when we're there, we deal with them.
Right, absolutely. And you're very young at this point. Do you think your association with Brave, at least during this time, this period of your career, is going to work out the best for you?
I definitely. I think the promotional push I'm getting, the level of competition, it's all, these are hungry guys with similar records that I get to test myself against. But as active as I like, and being able to be on the road and really travel and try all these new experiences, it's just stuff that's going to be able to carry with me for wherever my career takes me. I'll be well battle tested, and being 25 years old, with this will be my 22nd fight, I believe. It's tons of experience, and it's just another high end promotion in an uncharted territory that I get to add to my resume.
Wonderful. And I wanted to also ask you about your thoughts on facing Elias next, the featherweight champion of Brave. Do you think with the win and the promotional push that you're already getting, maybe that's the next logical fight for you in the promotion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking past Daniel because it wouldn't be smart, especially 2 weeks out here. I'm on horse blinders. I'm looking directly at him. But Braves coming up with a lot of good guys. Every day it seems like they're signing new people. You got Bubba Jenkins. Got Gabriel Miranda from Brazil. So you have Murat Magomedov. So that you've got a good little stable. I think we're all in the running, but I think you put my record up or resume alone against any of those other guys, and I'd definitely be the front runner. Especially with a win over Pilo, that puts me with a win in Brave, which half that list doesn't have yet. And to be honest, I think I think I'm the uncrowned, king of Brave right now, of the featherweight divisions. As I gotta wait till I get my foot on that cage and feel it and get my first victory over Pilo. But I'm main eventing the show right next to his home country. I think it's we'll see what happens. But I think I'm the guy to face in the featherweight division in Brave.
All right, fantastic. So one final question for you, Jeremy. What can the fans expect, or what are you expecting from the rest of the year, from 2018 till December?
I'm expecting to stay active, to be the best me. I'd finally fight the way I want to fight and the way I know how, and the way I fight in the gym. I think the world hasn't seen what I'm capable of, and I'm very excited to be able to show that. And show that again, and show that again, So I hope to fight at least this and one more before the end of the year, and really be able to put on for the Brave fans. And I'm so excited about it. I'm almost speechless. It's finally getting here. It's getting close. I have a very tough opponent ahead of me, and I'm excited to pass that test.
All right, sounds great. So all the very best for your upcoming fight, Jeremy. We'll talk to you again soon after your fight. And have fun in Morocco, the first ever promotion to go to the African market. So all the very best for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.